Hello, Obophiles! On this video, we have a special guest whose quick wit and humor is sharper than her reed knife. This oboe player and chamber musician is EMILY TSAI! Awesome, so thanks for being here.
Of course.
Awesome. You've been traveling a lot.
I have. It's maybe a little too much.
Too much.
So,
So you play a lot with Windsync, with the Patagonia Winds, and
Yes.
also with Duo d'Amore?
Demora Duo.
Demora Duo, excuse me.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of chamber music. Can you talk about how you got involved with all these groups?
Sure. So they're actually kind of interesting stories. When I graduated from my master's degree from the University of Maryland, my oboe professor actually introduced me to the guitarist in Demora Duo, and because he had played a gig with him before, and that was like my very first like non-school professional group, chamber group that I played in. And it's really interesting because I'd never played with guitar before, like ever. So it was really like fun to learn how to play with a guitar. Is very different than playing in orchestra or other wind players or even violins and cellos and stuff. For the Patagonia Winds, after I'd been freelancing in DC, I started making friends with a lot of the other oboists in the area, and a friend of mine happened to know the Patagonia Winds, and he really likes my playing, so he suggested that I audition for them. I got a lot of chamber music experience at Eastman, where I met you, and and then I did my master's at Maryland, where I did the Woodwind Quintet Fellowship program. So I found myself on this track to doing chamber music as my career. And then for Windsync, this is the funny story. There was an oboist named EMILY TSAI who went to Eastman, who graduated right before I went to Eastman. So everyone called me Erin.
Like your whole life.
Like, well, while I was at Eastman, at
your
least.
whole Eastman life.
My whole Eastman life, and like I got her mail, and finally I was just my email address was ETSAI2 because she was ETSAI. But anyway, so I was like, who is this person? So I Facebook friended her, and she was the oboist in Windsync before I was, and when she was planning on doing something else besides Windsync, she thought of me because of our name. I've never met her in person. I don't think she's ever heard me play in person. She like looked at some of the videos I had online.
Wow.
And then she like talked to Mr. Kilmer, our teacher, and he recommended me. I mean, at Eastman, he recommended me for the Chamber Music Award, which I got, which was really awesome. Mr. Kilmer's kind of nudging me toward chamber music. So then I interviewed and auditioned for Windsync, and they told me that my name was actually a mark against me when they were interviewing other people, because they were just like, no, we can't have an EMILY TSAI after having an EMILY TSAI. But it worked out, so that's the weird coincidental story.
We're gonna have to put a picture of her and like a little
yeah. And it's funny, this is totally off topic, but it's funny that like sometimes when I first joined, they would still use pictures of Erin, but they would put my name on it, and I'd be like, whatever. But then there was one concert that we did in Corning, New York, at the Corning Glass Museum. So Mr. Kilmer came to that concert, and on the program I was like, let me guess, it's a picture of Erin. But it wasn't. It was a picture of this random Asian girl.
Stock photo.
And like I was like, where did they get this picture? And I Google searched EMILY TSAI, and that was the second picture that came up. So apparently they just Google searched and like took this random picture and put it in their program. And afterward, Mr. Kilmer was like, "This isn't you. Who is this?" And I was like, I don't know.
And we never found out who it was.
Nope, it was just a stock photo of EMILY TSAI on Google.
So we can get that picture also and see if you know this person.
Yes, like let me know. No, just kidding. But yeah, so that's how I got into all the chamber music that I've been doing.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you're saying that chamber music is different than other kinds of playing. Do you have any advice for people who want to get more into playing chamber music?
Oh yeah. So chamber music is definitely different than orchestral playing or solo playing. Because as an orchestral musician, first of all, you don't usually play all the time. So there's an endurance factor in chamber music playing. Same with solos. You tend to have rests while the orchestra or the piano plays with you. In chamber music, you're either solo or your harmony or your other sorts of counter melodies. So you're constantly playing because there's only 5 of you in a wind quintet at least. So that's one thing. Another thing is that you have to play way loud. Like you play loud in an orchestra, but in a chamber group you also have to play very loud. Because in a small group like that, in order to get the range of dynamics, you have to have that huge range of playing super loud and super soft, but with a still blended tone with the other instruments. And that's what makes wind quintet especially difficult, because each of our 5 instruments is totally different. So it's really hard, especially for oboe, to blend. So you just have to be able, like I would suggest those long tones long tones for everything. But with a really like intense, like you listen intensely to like your dynamic and your tone color at that dynamic too. Because not only do you want the dynamics, but you also want to maintain that blended tone.
Okay.
So, I mean, those are just a few of the many ways chamber music playing is different than solo or orchestral playing. My main suggestion is, like, if you want to play in a chamber group, you can go out and start your own. Like, you can get your friends together and just play music, even if it's a weird ensemble. Like, Windsync does a lot of our own arrangements. Like, we arrange music for us to play in-house. So it doesn't matter if you're like a xylophone and a kazoo. Like, you can make your own pieces and arrange things, like arrange pop songs, arrange orchestral music, do whatever.
Arrange everything.
Exactly. It's because the whole world of music is available to you when you do that.
Go out there and arrange stuff for chamber music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you started playing oboe when you were 10. Before that, you played violin.
Yes.
How did you come to choose the oboe? Like, what was it that spoke to you?
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah. There we go. That was a great question because I actually wanted to do both. I didn't want to give up violin. I started when I was 4, so I literally played it my whole life. And I picked up oboe because my school was so small, didn't have an orchestra, only had a band, and I didn't even know what an oboe was. And my band teacher basically tricked me into playing the oboe. But I grew to like it. I love it. And then I wanted to do both in college. But my parents wanted me to do a biology degree or some other degree because, you know, I'm the only musician in my family, so they were worried I was going to be poor and, you know, begging on the street. I don't know what they were thinking. But they wanted me to have a backup. So they wanted me to do pre-med, basically. Like, my sister and all my cousins are all doctors. So I was like, fine. If the only way I can go to music school is also doing this other degree, then I'll do it. But that also meant that it would be impossible for me to do both violin and oboe. Right, when would you sleep? Exactly. I didn't even sleep that much doing oboe and biology either. So I chose oboe, and I cried about it too because I love playing violin. I chose oboe because I felt that it was definitely a more unique instrument. And I felt like I would stand out more, as the oboes tend to do. And I just loved how the oboe was such an important instrument in an orchestra setting. You tune the orchestra, you get most of the beautiful solos out of all the winds. It's really great. It has such a unique sound. And it's a unique instrument. I just wanted to be a little bit more not one of a million. You wanted to be special. One in a million, right? So that's why I chose oboe. But I do still play violin. I still teach violin in DC, where I live. I do occasionally play violin in some concerts. Yeah. So it's been great. Yeah. Yeah. No, your last concert that I saw you play was featuring your violin playing. And that was great. That was an experiment. I haven't played really difficult violin music in a while, and that was for the viewers. Windsync was doing a Voyager Golden Record suite. So the Voyager Golden Record is the disc that Carl Sagan, when he was doing the Voyager space missions, he put that disc full of music and pictures and sound clips on that spacecraft. And he sent it out into interstellar space for the aliens to find. So we took some pieces from that disc, and one of them was a Bach violin partita. And I had played it before when I was in high school, so the others had the great idea for me to play half of it on violin and half of it on oboe. And that was interesting.
So you study biology while you're at school at Eastman also.
Yes. Yeah.
You're kind of famous for that, at least while I was there. It was like, oh, Emily, the scientist. How do you feel like the science studies have influenced your music making?
I feel like it was a good thing to do. I don't regret doing it. I do regret, however, doing it in 4 years, because that was tough. That was very hard on me physically, mentally, emotionally, etc. Because you had to take over the max number of credits almost every semester. You had to take summer school every summer. You had to, and at the same time, you can't fall behind. Like Mr. Kilmer told me point blank, just because you're a dual degree, I'm not gonna go easy on you. So it was tough, but I feel like studying something else and really knowing, especially my major, which was ecology and evolutionary biology, where I got to explore how the world works, the natural world works. It really kind of helped me become a more well-rounded person. I was able to kind of think outside of the musical box and let that different perspective influence how I made my musical decisions. And it also helped me like push myself to do more bigger, grander things for instance, my senior recital. I don't think I would have had the confidence to do a concerto with a 40-piece orchestra that I organized myself. If I hadn't had those 4 years of me really honing in my skills of like time management, efficiency, and also like just in general working and networking with other people. And so it was I would say that that was a good experience. But if anybody wants to do that, I would recommend doing it in 5 years. For sure.
At least.
Yeah. Because one thing I did miss out on was a lot of my the social aspect of going to college, which some people are like, you're there to study, you're there to practice, whatever. But actually, college is where you really meet your peers and your colleagues for life. Like, they're the people that are going to be going out there getting jobs and doing other things that you're going to collaborate with or you're going to network with. So it's really important to have a social life in college. So that's one thing I kind of regret.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I did the thing in 4 years. But
so if you're doing a double major, work hard, but have fun.
Play hard.
Play hard also. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for inspiring us to keep playing music.
Yeah, go out there and have fun.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a little game we're going to play.
Oh, okay.
Surprise.
Uh-oh.
So stick around for that. We're going to set that up in just a minute. Okay, so we're going to play a little game with Emily. We'll be right back. We'll take a minute to just set up. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe down below so you don't miss another Oboe Files video.
Alright, welcome back, Oboe Files. We're here with EMILY TSAI again, who is playing
On a concert with Apollo Jimbo Players on Saturday at the Match.
At 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. So if you're in Houston, definitely check that out. But now we're going to play a little game to harken back to our undergraduate days.
Oh boy.
So, did you like music history?
I did. I liked music history. I loved my world music class that I took.
Cool. You played the Ambira and things, right?
Yeah, I also took Gamelan.
Oh.
So we had a lot of listening assignments in those classes. But yeah, I like music history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Alright, so in music history class, if you're not already in college or haven't been through this, you have to sometimes listen to pieces and identify them. So our assistant Zelda Faith has selected a couple pieces that have an oboe in it, And we're gonna try to guess what they are. So we're gonna work together and try to figure out what these pieces are. And if you're at home and you can figure them out faster than we can, definitely leave them in a comment below.
Which you probably can.
Yeah. But definitely let us know if you were able to. So should we hear the first one?
Yeah. Here we go. Uh-oh. I'm so nervous. It's like...
Don't be nervous.
Oh, I know this one.
Oh.
Do you know this one?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Alright, ready on 3. 1, 2, 3.
He
Dude!
Yeah! I played this on my master's recital.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, awesome.
With a countertenor.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of the
cool.
normal.
I bet that sounded amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
The
And
bass.
the countertenor was actually another oboist.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he actually now does Baroque oboe.
Okay.
He's like
So
a very,
perfect for it,
very
yeah.
talented.
Do you remember Amy's her set?
Yes.
She played this on her senior set.
Oh.
With soprano, I think. She's
Oh,
gonna watch
soprano.
this.
Okay, cool. Because Emily Knoppen, another classmate of ours, she played it with an alto.
Okay.
So you can play with any
Yeah,
singer.
you can play with anyone.
All right.
Okay, so ready.
Next one. This might be into the intro maybe. Can you guess it?
Sounds Italian?
Uh-oh.
Like Baroque?
I need to hear the oboe. Wait, where's
Oh,
the
yeah,
oboe?
the oboe.
I know the pieces are... This is a rigged game. There wasn't any oboe in
So
that.
what? Yeah,
Any
we know
ideas?
both, yeah. It's either for orchestra. It's for orchestra, right? It's got strings in it.
Here. You know, I should know this. I'm gonna say something and I might be very embarrassed. Is
Okay.
this Vivaldi?
No.
I think it sounds Vivaldi-ish, like it sounds like Italian like that, Baroque, but it doesn't sound like robust enough.
Like I've never.
You want a hint?
Yes.
He also wrote like a ton of.
Is it the Telemon?
Is it like wait.
I'm so
Right.
embarrassed. If my teachers see me doing this, they'll be like, "You're you should know."
Is it
I-
Albinoni?
Yes.
Oh, it's
Is
Albinoni.
that-
Good job.
Okay, you got this.
Okay.
Good job, dude.
That's a really because he wrote like
Wait,
1,000 of
yeah,
these,
which
right?
one-
Like,
which
yeah.
one is it?
Which one is it? I don't know. Like
Oh, okay.
number 9, 10, 13.
I will say, shameless
he gets-
plug.
Yeah, you
I-
playing? Oh, sorry.
I,
go
well,
ahead.
I played the Albinoni double oboe concerto with Emily Knoppen
Yeah.
at the University of Maryland with the orchestra, and we added dance
Yeah.
choreography to it because
Oh, nice.
our conductor was like, "Hey, you want to do a conduct with us in dance choir?" And we were like, "Okay." So, but it turned out to be pretty cool.
It's really cool,
and there's
actually.
a video of it on YouTube.
And
so.
we're gonna link that video below because that's actually one of
Oh.
my favorite versions of that.
Oh,
It's
really?
really cool. Yeah, it's really cool to watch.
We only dance in the second movement though, so yeah.
I found it. So this one is the Concerto Opus 9, number 2, in D minor for solo oboe and strings.
You know, Albinoni.
Yeah, if you got that exactly,
I lied.
you should write.
I know.
You should write it
You
down
really
because that's impressive.
I feel like when I said Vivaldi, it was close enough.
It was
I
so
feel like-
we were super close.
I feel like Vivaldi would have gotten you credit on the exam.
And I know like the 10 million oboists out there are
Partial
going like,
credit.
never! Vivaldi and Albinoni are the
I
same.
feel like no, that's not.
Okay, I apologize. We apologize. Danny got that one though. I apologize. I did not guess.
Sorry,
correctly.
oboe scholars out there, for not knowing that one immediately.
We were just like, ah. Okay.
But to be fair, it's 1 out of a million. So
Yes.
Okay.
Literally.
so the next one, it's gonna start kind of in the middle of it.
Is this the last one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the last one.
Oh, boy.
We're gonna get this one. So
Here we go. You know,
There's the oboe.
there's oboe in it
there's
this
the
time.
oboe.
other things happened.
I mean, it's a chamber piece.
It's a chamber piece for sure. But there's too many people.
It sounds a little impressionistic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
This one.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a Debussy or a Ravel.
It sounds like a wannabe.
Yeah.
Right? Like someone who heard Debussy and liked it.
Yeah.
Here, I'll restart it. Let's see.
Man.
It's the same.
I feel like this is the one, like, if you have played it, you would remember it.
Right, but I
have
haven't
not
played
played it.
Man.
And I don't.
Alright, I think I'm gonna.
I don't know.
I surrender. I do not know
let's see
this
what we
one.
get. Let's guess at least, like, maybe when it's from?
Oh, there's English horn.
Yeah, so maybe. It sounds like something we would do in a wind ensemble, maybe.
I know,
You know, like one of the smaller pieces.
You want a hint?
Yes, give us a hint.
yeah,
It's a septet.
It's a septet. Okay.
Okay. That doesn't really help me.
I'm looking up the composer because I don't know anything about it.
Oh wait, so you chose a
Yeah,
piece
you don't know
that
the piece.
nobody
I don't play oboe. I
This
don't
is
know
obscure. This is obscure enough to where even our host doesn't know the piece. So if you know this one, you might get a prize.
Man,
This is what
yeah.
happens when
Right
you ask
in.
a
Yeah, right
violinist
in.
to pick oboe breath. To pick wind breath.
Okay, I'm gonna guess late 19th century, if not early 20th.
Yeah, that sounds about
That's
right.
exactly right.
Is that okay?
Okay,
so we got that
who's
one.
the composer? I'm never guess.
What I played.
Me? I don't know this person. Charles Copeland?
If you know Charles Copeland,
Man, I would be very impressed.
I mean,
I do not know this piece at all.
he was French, so you got that part right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I got the
Yeah.
Italian with the Albinoni and the Vivaldi.
You got the location, you got the time.
You got the
It's good.
time.
Okay, so we're getting partial credit here.
Post-impressionistic. It's good. Wow, that was tough. I feel like that was, man.
Who was your professor? Locke? Did you have him?
I did have Locke,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
in,
sorry,
history.
Professor Locke, for that one.
Yeah,
But maybe it's not our fault. You know, maybe we could learn about this guy. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I should.
Okay, let's try one.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
do one
yeah.
more. It's like
We'll do
a
bonus.
consolation.
Bonus round.
Bonus round. This is an all or nothing. If we get this, we win it all.
Oh,
Yeah.
And if we don't,
It's
we
an ad.
lose. All right.
Okay, so
So
we'll fill
ready.
the time with ad space by.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Oh, okay. 1,
2, 3.
Hinderman!
Hinderman!
What's the
Yay!
name?
Yeah.
Blazer or something?
Yeah. Well, I'm blah blah blah. I just noticed the Hinderman. Blazer Quintet, Kammer music.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah,
Okay.
Kammer,
Yeah.
something Kammer music. Yeah. Man, I have not played this piece since I was an undergrad.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you? I remember.
I don't know. I played it once when I was in
With
grad school.
Maryland? Okay.
Yeah.
You have a story. You had a story about it one time.
I had a story.
Yeah, wasn't this on your audition or something?
My audition for Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, actually yes, because the audition for Maryland was for the Chamber Fellowship or the Chamber Quintet Fellowship program. Is that you have to play? They put you in random groups with people you've never played with before, and you have to play several excerpts of pieces. And we got the Hindemith, and we got Lefebvre, which is a round basically. And I actually played both, and I was the only one in my group that had played both. And so I felt like, and it was funny because the other musicians were all really great musicians, but they never played it before. So after a rehearsal, we performed it for the jury, and they all got lost at one point, and I was like desperately cueing people in, and that probably is what let me get the scholarship, because I showed them that I knew how to salvage a performance. I don't know. But it was a really intense audition process, I'll have to say, because you have to play with people you've never met before, and it was great. It was a great experience.
Yeah. So make sure you play in your freshman woodwind quintet the standard stuff, because you never know when it's gonna.
Oh
come
yeah,
back.
and Hindemith's a great Great piece. Some people don't like it, but I like it. I think it's a cool, like, cute, but like sometimes really intense wind piece. So play that. Play Nielsen. What else? What else is there?
I almost picked Nielsen, and I was like, this looks like something pretty common. I'm not gonna.
Oh, boats.
Oh yeah, the boats is a good one. Yeah, I mean we could go on and on.
Bear.
Oh, the Iber. Iber. I that was the very first quintet I ever played.
Yeah.
Was the Iber. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Well, thanks, Emily. It's super fun to have
Of
you.
course. Thank you for having
Woo.
me. Thank you for hosting the wonderful game and giving us one redemption.
Yeah. Woo. Bonus.
Bonus.
Emily, thank you so much for coming. Where can we find more of your stuff?
Yeah, you can find me and my groups on windsync.org. That's WINDSYNC.org. And you can also follow us on any social media, like Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, our everything. We have something on there. You can also visit us on me at the PATAGONIAWINDS.com, I think. And you can also search for the d'Amore duo. Be careful not to do duo d'Amore, because that's, I think, a viola harp duo. So we're the d'Amore duo for the oboe guitar duo. So yeah.
Awesome. And thank you so much for watching this Oboe Files video. If you haven't already, subscribe below.
Subscribe.
Yeah. And, maybe check out some of EMILY TSAI's stuff. She's really good at the oboe.
And so is this guy. So.
We'll see you around for the next one. Share this with your friends and let us know what you thought.